With Sky Striker and Orcus dominating the Yu-Gi-Oh meta, taking the most spots at YCS Fort Worth, it only reinforces what players have been saying for quite some time. Yu-Gi-Oh is stale. Now in this video, we're not only going to talk about the events leading up into this situation, we actually are going to talk about a solution that's been secretly under our noses this entire time. I'm TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, then make sure you destroy that subscribe button, but also be sure to hit that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. So without further ado, I present to you Yu-Gi-Oh! A stale card game? How are we gonna fix that? Now, just like what we do with any other new series, we would appreciate if you guys put some input on what could make this video better. Also, be sure to give this video a like. It lets me know as a content creator if it is good enough to continue doing videos like this. If you post down below in the comment section your suggestions and possibly some ideas, as long as it isn't a deck profile. Seriously, we do deck profiles every week. Then we can even continue this series going forward, probably talking about some new topics and discussing what would be solutions. Now, before we start talking about the problem and of course the solution to the problem, it's only fair that we talk about how all of this happened. I would like to pinpoint and start this by talking about the Dark Neostorm set. While I did herald Dark Neostorm as one of the most innovative sets that Konami has ever made, I still think this is a really good set. Like, I like it. Dark Neostorm is a set that introduced no new archetypes. It was the very first major set by Konami that did so. It gave us amazing cards like Dengirsu, which propelled Orcas to one of the top tables, and it also gave us cards like Cyanide Mining, which is an ominous warning to Solomon Greats being hit. It actually kept them relevant. I think Cyanide Mining is a very fair and balanced card. The problem with Dark Neostorm is that while it did give two good decks that are already on the verge of competing, it didn't do anything else. We did get cards like Madolche Teacher Glass Souffle, which was a huge boost to the Madolche strategy. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to make this deck a very viable deck, just a lot better of a strategy. We also got cards like Cherubini Ebon Angel of the Burning Abyss, another card to give an older deck support, but unfortunately it didn't do enough to make Burning Abyss a viable threat. And then we also got cards like Mermail Abyss Lacia. That card shouldn't exist. Seriously, the support in this set was phenomenal for some strategies like Super Quantum White Layer, but it was also really bad for strategies like Mermail. In the future, if we do get a set like Dark Neostorm again, which I praise, I hope we do, I really wish that the support would actually make some of those fringe decks or some of those forgotten about decks a lot more competitive. If anything, I feel like this set would bring players that haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in some time back into the card game, because everyone wants to play their strategy that they were most fond of in the format that they were most fond of. Except we'd be in a format where they'd have to play. Get what I'm going there? Now, Dark Neostorm isn't the reason why we are in this staleness inside of the Yu-Gi-Oh metagame. It actually did change the format. It propelled Orcus to the Tier 1 status and kept Solomon Great relevant sans Forbidden list, so we can't really say Dark Neostorm was the problem. But Rising Rampage is a whole different animal and an entirely different beast. This set did completely nothing for the competitive Yu-Gi-Oh scene. While we did get a card like Apollosa, not having Apollosa wouldn't have changed Yu-Gi-Oh at all. To put it bluntly, this set does prepare us for the Marine set strategy, but other than that, it's not a great set at all. It has had no competitive impact whatsoever between its release and now. It almost feels like we haven't had a set since Dark Neostorm. Now, I'm not saying that this set was completely useless. We did get Gizmek, Sky Serpentine, Orochi, Super Snake, Metal Dragon, Shinron. I'm gonna call him Shinron. Now, Purple Shinron actually helped the Orcus strategy. That probably would have been better in Dark Neostorm. But it did also pave way for the Grin Maju strategy, making the deck significantly better. We also got the new Dragoonity Link monster, which would have been also a great card to put in Dark Neostorm. It actually fits the theme of Dark Neostorm, supporting those other decks. And then we got cards with huge potential like Get Out. Seriously, Get out of here if you think that this card is going to be bad for too much longer. That was corny. I'll stop being corny. The problem with Rising Rampage is while Dream Mirrors look nice and Marine Says does have a lot of promise, those strategies provided no immediate impact. The cards that I stated before all could have went inside Dark Neostorm and made Dark Neostorm some super mega ultra set, as opposed to just giving us a set that's like Dark Neostorm with support that isn't even there. The last set that we have received in this time frame, yes, how could I forget? Fist of Gadgets. Man. I really hate to say that Fire Fist are trash, but when you only have one top, since getting introduced to some new support, seriously, this support is not what the deck needed. There's so many things wrong with this support. The Fist of Gadgets set was who we thought it was. It was a set that provided support for two strategies, Gadgets and Fire Fist, as well as having some other great reprints, but I pretty much knew that this set wasn't going to make an impact once I read the Fire Formation Trap card. Man, it's like so many things wrong with this Fire Fist support, and just 3 things change, the deck becomes competitive, but forget it. With that being said, we have Dark Neostorm, which I still feel is the most innovative set that Konami has ever released. The Rising Rampage set, which feels like an expansion to the Dark Neostorm set, as well as maybe some strategies that could be competitive in the future, and Fist of Gadgets. I'm really gonna rag on this set. I wanted Fire Fist to be so much better. Ironically, the 2019 Megatins have had more impact than both the Fist of the Gadgets and arguably the Rising Rampage set combined, with cards like Nibiru and Dark Ruler no more. And also, of course, my boy, Shifty Boy, Dimension Shifter. Now, I do think the Rising Rampage set will prove me wrong later on in the future. There'll be some really spicy cards that everyone will want from that set, and since it wasn't a highly sought after set, that's just like a cause for buyouts. And I also think that Fist of Gadgets gave you some amazing reprints that people should be having a hold of. But unfortunately, it hasn't done anything for Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now, and that's why we're in this situation. Fortunately enough, I have a solution. So the solution has been right under our noses. It's actually relatively funny because I was talking to my boy Crispy. He was on the side saying Yu-Gi-Oh! Estelle. My boy Shovel pulled up an interesting statistic. There have been 26 different decks that have topped between the last 2 months and now, not including YCS Fort Worth. The format is stale because players have been playing strategies that have been proven to win. Nothing wrong with that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But the problem with that is that there are other strategies in this format that can effectively win as well. And it's been shown time after time again throughout this format, as you've seen Orcust evolve into an entirely different animal in the same beast. God damn it, Kobe Bryant has a really good commercial. You can pick up some of those other strategies like True Draco, Grin Maju, and even Crusadia and still be able to win some higher level events. Well, that's pretty much it for this video. You got a question, we answered it, and you post down below in the comment section how awesome I am. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of The TheCaliEffect. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like, and if you really did, consider joining our Patreon. We have so many awesome rewards. While I'm here, also a mad shout out to them boys. I hate saying we them boys because that don't sound about right, but I appreciate every single one of you guys. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day, like I am.